unless you make the CBI independent totally of the government's control, you will never succeed. Because these people can't be trusted at all. I mean, look at the recent fraud that they have committed. They first make it sure that we don't get any information. They enter into a covenant with the Swiss that we will only ask for information about the future, not about the past. And they insist on getting information under the double taxation avoidance treaty. What bloody nonsense. The Germans have never asked for it. The Germans don't say it, the French don't say it, the British don't say it.
But what was the need, sir, may I ask you? For instance, when you started saying that there was this magazine that you had seen, a Swiss magazine, which had named our Prime Minister in 91.
Yes, of course, I said that the talk of Indian corruption is not something new which Anna has started. It exploded in 1991 in such a disgraceful form that our Prime Minister was shown in a Swiss magazine as one of the 14 international thugs with his account number, his balance in the bank, 2.2 billion. And I still didn't have the time to say.
And you're convinced that all this has happened only and only because the CBI, according to you, is a completely compromised organization.
Otherwise,
until such time you do not ensure autonomy of the CBI.
Otherwise, why did they not take cognizance of these offences? The whole world was talking about them. They have a power of suo motu investigation. They're not doing it.
But do you regret the fact, sir? In any way, do you regret the fact that you today brought in the name of a former Prime Minister of this country?
Not at all. I'm ashamed of it, but the truth must be told. That's the whole problem. I have been always saying my philosophy is इस सितम के दौर में अहले दिली काम आए ज़बान पे नाज था जिनको बेज़बान निकले.
But you know,
they are all fellows to look at. They talk eloquently, but eloquently about things which don't matter at all.
But what about, you also made a very strong case for the removal of Section 4, and you said that till such time that this question is not dealt with, there is no point of either having the Institute of Lokpal or any other attempt made to tackle corruption.
The power of superintendence in the central government. It has to go. It has to be shifted to the Lokpal. If you trust the Lokpal yourself, you are creating an institution which enjoys the confidence of the whole nation now. Then you must put the power of superintendence in their charge. Not an institution which is accused today of corruption and the source of corruption.
But you've heard so many speakers from both sides all through the day. Do you get this sense, Mr. JetMalani, that the Rajya Sabha is really serious about passage of this bill?
I believe that ultimately it's a question of attachment to the parties. The opposition parties mainly are trying to preserve the state autonomy and prevent a trespass into state jurisdiction, but they are right there. And on the other hand, the Congress people are wanting to pass it. I personally think that today they are in a minority, the congressmen.
So what do you think should be the best possible solution to this entire logjam, sir?
Doesn't matter. Let the bill, this will intensify the struggle outside.
You're convinced that irrespective of the fact that Anna Hazare supposedly has gone back to his village,
not at all.
You get the sense that the government now is also taking it easy?
This is again
and is that the reason why we're witnessing this kind of, as what Arun Jaitley said, this jalebi which has been created of the Lokpal bill? Is that the reason why this jalebi has been created?
Misunderstanding. People do not wish to see the same show twice, but they are all convinced that something is totally rotten with our government and they are corrupt. The CBI can't be left into your charge.
So you believe that not only should the CBI be completely autonomous, do you also agree with this theory which has been propounded that the CBI must have the right of looking at cases 10 years back or 15 years back? Do you support that?
Of course, of course. There's no bar of limitation except in some very minor offences.
Okay, SagaRika, would you like to ask any questions?
That's fine, Bhupen. Thanks very much indeed for joining us, Mr. JetMalani.
Yeah, you are people of the knack of
Mr. JetMalani,
into your parlor.
No, Mr. JetMalani, hang on a minute. No, Bhupen, ask Mr. JetMalani to hang on a minute.
Yeah.
Mr. JetMalani, respond to the charges that were made against you by the Congress that, you're guilty of conflict of interest by bringing up the black money issue in the Rajya Sabha.
I've never heard such nonsense.
You are representing.
My principles are consistent. I fight about this outside the parliament and inside the parliament. What is the inconsistency? What is the conflict of interest? Is it ridiculous?
But don't you think as someone who is actually appearing in a black money case, you should be bringing this up on the floor of the House?
That is my case. I am the petitioner. I am not appearing in a case as a professional advocate for somebody else. I am the petitioner there.
You don't think
and
that
And how do you
petitioner in
think,
Parliament.
you don't think just sit down, sir.
Please,
Just sit down.
Dad.
Just
how
2
do you
minutes.
think, how,
Yes, Sagarika, go ahead.
Mr. Jetmalani, how in your opinion is the Lokpal going to help in fighting black money? How exactly, in your opinion, is the Lokpal, which is a legislation centered in India, how do you envisage it fighting black money?
Black money today, please understand, black money stashed abroad is the most important item in the counting of the money that has been taken away by corrupt people. The most important product of this corruption is the money stashed abroad. It is $1,500 billion. Please understand, if this amount is brought back to India, every Indian family will have 2.5 lakhs.
Final question to you,
But
sir, before
Mr.
I let you go.
Jetmalani,
You know, as you were coming out
hang on
of
a minute,
Parliament,
Bhupen.
there were all
No,
these
Bhupen.
arguments that were, yes.
Bhupen, just hang on a minute.
He has
Mr.
to go,
Jetmalani,
Sagarika. Okay.
no, Mr. Jetmalani, you brought up the name of Mr. Rajiv Gandhi. You have directly named
I
Mr.
didn't bring
Rajiv
up his
Gandhi.
name. People know the name
But
already.
why? So
I
then
didn't
is it
bring
a-
the name.
is
Did
it
I
a-
ask?
no,
ask
is
him?
it your
Did you hear
personal
me?
political
Did you
agenda
hear me
here,
utter
or
that
is it the
name?
anti-corruption
Mr.
agenda?
Sagarika, please tell me, did you hear? But it is my agenda to fight against all corrupt people who dead or alive.
Why did you bring up Mr. Rajiv Gandhi's name?
Because he is the person who has started corruption in a big way.
But don't you think that makes your...
Now you are unnecessarily defaming the poor fellow through me. You want it, isn't it?
Okay. He has to go. Okay.
Okay, Mr. Jetmalani there talking to Bhupendra Chaubey, telling us why he brought in, made that attack on Rajiv Gandhi, why he made that fiery speech on black money. Mr. Jetmalani, the irrepressible Ram Jetmalani, and his speech in the Rajya Sabha today. That's it.